it means that I calculated to cause the alarm.
Unfortunately, that's how the law is, actually. But
and that's how I explained earlier. Our community.
Well, it's not.
You don't have people walking around left and right carrying guns, so this isn't an accepted norm in our society.
Well, we're going to make it the norm here then. We're going to get groups of people and we're going to do it every day.
Hey guys, Patriot First Audit's back with another set of videos that demonstrate First Amendment auditors properly exercising their rights in public. Check the description for links to today's videos, and please remember to subscribe and help support this channel. Let's get right into today's videos. Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to look at Don't Comply. And boy, this is a doozy. It's not really... The officers are very polite, they're soft-spoken, but the amount of copsplaining on why they really don't want this individual to open carry in public, even though in Texas you are totally allowed to do this. And the cops are very upset, basically telling this guy, if you hurt other people's feelings, we're going to arrest you. This one is a little bit mind-boggling, but let's go ahead and get into it.
Excellent.
What's going on today, buddy?
Oh, we're just doing a normal Second Amendment exercise. We're going to walk around the neighborhood with my rifle slung over my back, pointed down with a chamber flag in the chamber.
Okay. So, what are we attempting to achieve here?
We're helping to show the general public that it's a perfectly legal activity in the state of Texas to open carry long guns.
And you think that your display is going to achieve that?
It definitely will.
Who's this?
Because that's my wife. Okay. So at the time that people that may not understand that it's a legal activity call into, say they moved here from New York and they come and call the 911 and they get a dispatcher and says, hey, there's a guy walking with a gun.
I got you.
Wouldn't the simple dialogue be, wouldn't the dialogue be, well, is he wielding around? Is he threatening anyone with it? No, he's not. Okay, well, that's perfectly legal in Texas. If you want to call in about that, maybe call the non-emergency number or something of that matter.
How long have you lived in the community?
I'm sorry?
How long have you lived in the community?
We've been here a couple of years.
Okay.
Hey, puppy dog.
Right. Well, as you know, good afternoon, ma'am.
Hi.
Yeah, no problem. Over there.
Come on, girls.
Well, as you know, our community is one of the safer communities in North Texas.
Well,
it's also been rated.
Go inside. Go inside.
As the safest in Texas, with a population over 25,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well.
So hold on. What I'm trying to say is we didn't achieve that by everybody showing their guns, walking around the streets, in order to do that. Okay. And I don't believe that you doing that is gonna achieve that.
In the first month that we lived here, our house was broken into, and
I was the one that took the report.
Yeah, the back door got kicked wide open, and so it's not the safest neighborhood in my eyes because I've been a victim of those crimes. And if more people were walking around displaying their Second Amendment rights to open carry long guns, then maybe there wouldn't be little hoodlums walking around.
I believe Officer Nordman has already explained the disorderly conduct law.
Okay. Now,
has he?
Now, are you going to say that I calculated to cause alarm by walking with it slung to my back in a proper?
We're giving you forewarning that it's going to cause an alarm. Okay. And I guarantee you, we're going to get about 100 calls.
And then
And listen to me. You're a law-abiding citizen. I respect
Absolutely.
that. Okay. I'm a law-abiding citizen, or else I wouldn't be in the position that I am.
Right.
Okay. I love guns. I've got my own collection. I don't see that it's fit for me to be walking around my own neighborhood showing guns. I would understand if you were in Kabul, Afghanistan.
Yeah.
It's a different story.
And that's an opinion.
Right, and it's my opinion. And that's what we're having here. It's just an opinionated talk between us. Okay. Two grown men,
right,
who both have the exact same rights.
Absolutely.
Okay? I chose to live in this community because I feel it's a safe community.
Right.
I have my family here, as well as you.
And I feel that we're exemplifying that safety and those rights by going out and properly open carrying our long guns and, walking through the neighborhoods.
But I'm sure you've heard the saying before, just because you can doesn't necessarily mean you should. Does that make sense?
I mean, I don't see why not. I don't see why we shouldn't.
So just because you can use the N-word, should you be going around town blasting it left and right?
Well, I guess I could.
You could. It's a First Amendment, but
sure.
Is it really in good taste to do it?
I don't see how the
I don't think so.
I don't see how the law enforcement of this town has anything to do with taste. I think it should rely on.
Believe it or not, a lot of it has to do with taste, on how we present ourselves to people, how we treat people.
Sure.
You know,
Okay.
we can be like New York officers and be cruel and corrupt and ugly to the citizens, but we're not. We choose not to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So we're here to serve you guys.
Okay.
All right. You want to practice your Second Amendment right? By all means, go ahead.
Great.
Okay.
So,
But as soon as you come within the confines of a law that you violate, you're going to go to jail.
right.
Okay. And I don't want it to get to that point.
But
That's
since
why I'm here talking.
but since I am not calculating to cause alarm in another person, I'm carrying it in the most aggressive manner possible to be carrying a gun. I will have it slung to my back, pointed down, no hands on it, completely hands free. I don't see how that can be calculated on my part as to cause an
You
alarm.
honestly don't think that it's going to cause an alarm?
You don't think it's gonna? I mean, that's
Okay. If I have a right to open carry my gun,
I'm asking you a question.
how do I
Hold
do
on,
it
hold on.
without?
Just answer my question, please. You don't think that that's going to cause an alarm?
I don't think in a well-educated public that it will cause an alarm.
You think our
and I don't
public's educated?
And I don't think it should cause an alarm.
You obviously don't think our public's educated because you're saying that you're wanting to educate.
We
the
are
public
helping
out
to
there.
educate
So
them.
we've got
Yes.
an uneducated public through what you've said. So that's going to cause an alarm, sir.
Well,
Okay. I'm just saying.
the issue is this. I have the right to open carry a long gun. What manner, in your eyes, is not calculated to cause an
I
alarm?
wouldn't even carry it. I wouldn't even put
Well,
myself in that situation.
no, I'm asking what is the way to do it?
I wouldn't do it.
So you're saying that it's not legal?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying.
Well,
with
you're
me-
saying if I do something that's
you're
legal,
trying to put words in my
I
mouth.
will
Let's-
I'll
hold
be
on,
arrested.
Hold on, Mr. Horton. Come on,
Okay.
let's keep this civil, okay? All right.
Yeah, but you're just talking in circles around the
No.
issue that I'm going to be arrested for disorderly conduct for doing something that is legal, and you keep trying to pin me in to say that I think that it's going to cause an alarm in a
What's
person.
your opinion on this, ma'am?
Oh, I just stand by.
Okay.
if
I-
again, like I brought up, if you all had kids, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with not having kids, okay, and you were out here, right? And you don't
Yeah,
know. Do you know all your neighbors all way down the street? Do you know every single neighbor down the street?
No, I know a couple of them.
Let's say a guy 4 or 5 houses down, right?
Uh-huh.
This time of day, you're out front with kids and everything like that. Comes walking by with a rifle, and you don't know him from Adam.
Okay.
You're gonna be totally fine with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's not gonna ring an alarm at all.
If he's walking in a normal manner with it slung like any responsible person would do, if he's got it at the ready and he's got his hands on it like this, then sure. But just I mean, some years back, the little kids would sling their shotgun over their shoulder and ride their bicycle down the road, right down Buckner in Dallas, and go and shoot cans in a creek.
I would understand if you would be down in Oak Cliff, Dallas, or something to that effect, wanting to do this, but this is a perfectly safe neighborhood. Yeah, you've all had an incident.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
it's not perfectly safe.
Right.
And that's
Nothing's
not
perfectly safe.
Yeah, and that's not the issue at hand. The issue at hand is public education, that they need to understand that it's a perfectly legal law in Texas to open carry.
But let's be 100%
And so
honest.
if you're trying to tell me that if I exercise the Second Amendment right, I will be arrested for disorderly conduct, you're telling me that I don't have the right to do that.
I'm explaining to you what the law exactly says.
Uh-huh.
All right. That if you open carry and you cause an alarm, which obviously it's a calculated alarm at this point because you're being informed that it will cause an alarm, and you're well aware of it because you contacted us to tell us this in the first place.
I contacted you so that you wouldn't have to rush out on a 911 call,
There's this crazy guy walking down the street with a
fly through some red lights, endanger your officers' lives and the public's life by flying across town to find someone is just doing what is perfectly legal and doing it in a responsible manner.
Okay.
That's why I called ahead.
I got you.
Because you worry that someone is going to be alarmed and call and be like, hey, there's a guy walking down the street with a rifle.
Right.
No, I know uninformed people will call, at which point that they will.
Uninformed people are citizens of the city, and if they're alarmed, then you're in violation right there.
Well, I don't think
And
that.
Mr. Horton, we don't even want it to get to that point.
I don't think that one person being alarmed just because they saw a gun, it means that I calculated to cause the alarm.
Unfortunately, that's how the law is, actually. But
And that's how I explained earlier. Our community,
Well, it's not.
you don't have people walking around left and right carrying guns, so this isn't
Sure.
an accepted
Well,
norm in our society.
Well, we're going to make it the norm here then. We're going to get groups of people and we're going to do it every day. I mean, if it has to come to that. I mean, we did that in Temple. There was an incident in Temple, and I brought 500 people down there, and we walked right through the entire town with all of our ARs and AKs on.
Yeah, I'm sure you were
And-
abiding by every single law that there were. There was.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And I'm abiding by the law by walking down the street here in the same
But
exact
Temple
way.
is a different city altogether than Little Elm.
Well, yes, Temple is a different city than Little Elm. But we went there and did that because of the officers not respecting our Second Amendment.
We have a duty to protect the community. Okay.
Yeah.
And not just one individual person. Okay. We also have a duty to protect everybody's constitutional rights. All right.
Yes.
But
so you would be violating my Second Amendment
foremost,
right.
Our community, our motto is to have a good impact on making this community a better community.
Great.
Okay.
That's
and
wonderful.
by you carrying a firearm out there is going to put people in fear for their own safety. Just to be quite frank with you.
It'd make them uneasy, is what you're saying?
Right. And it troubles me that you don't see it the same way.
Well, then I guess that, that maybe the police should do some sort of public educational classes so that when this arises, you aren't getting the hundreds of calls. Maybe that when they call the dispatchers talk to them. Maybe you can hold some public events and talk about it at your city councils.
Yeah, maybe we could, but that's nothing that's going to get done this afternoon.
Okay.
I promise you.
Right.
We've got 30-something thousand people here.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of people to inform in 10 minutes.
Okay.
All right. So,
well, I mean,
what I'm doing,
your choices are
as
then.
a citizen and as a human being here in the state of Texas, all right, who practices the Second Amendment right now, okay, I'm asking you not to do it.
Okay.
It's got a good taste between you and I. All right, Mr. Horton.
Okay. Because you're telling me that you will arrest me if I go walk with my
rifle? If you violate the law, yes, you will be arrested. I guarantee you.
If I violate the Second Amendment?
Nope. If you violate
the law.
The law.
Right. Any law, if you jaywalk, if you do anything to that.
But the law says that I can open carry my rifle.
The Second Amendment says that you can bear arms. 4201, Texas
4201,
Disorderly Conduct says that you cannot do it in a manner that will calculate an alarm.
Well, if I can't carry it in that specific manner, then there is a specific manner that I can carry it. And do you have any idea what that is?
No.
So you're saying that doesn't exist?
I'm not saying that it doesn't exist. It says
then what is it?
I don't have any answer for you right now.
Okay, so you don't have an answer.
So don't put words in my mouth, okay?
Right, you're saying you don't have an answer as to how I can carry a gun
One
legally.
person's safe way to carry a weapon isn't the other person's safe way to carry a weapon, you know?
No, actually, it is exactly the same.
No, everybody has opinions.
It's with your...
You know, like we were trying to explain to you.
I mean, there's official classes that you can, NRA classes and stuff that teach safety.
That's not what I was discussing at all. I said one person's perceived way to carry a weapon safe is not the other person's. You were talking about having a chamber indicator flag and everything. That's fine.
Sure.
We're about firearms. We'll see that. That's something we look for. The uneducated firearms individual isn't going to see that. All they're going to see is a man walking down the street with a rifle in a neighborhood full of kids. That's all they're going to see.
Well, what I'm hearing from you is that
if you violate the law, you'll be arrested. Yes.
Well, what I'm hearing from you is that if I try to exercise my Second Amendment right and open carry a rifle down my road, that you will arrest me for disorderly conduct.
I'm saying
and
that
then
causes the alarm.
And you're giving me no alternative way to exercise that Second Amendment right.
I don't have that answer for you.
Right. You're not giving me any alternative to exercise that right.
I said, don't do it.
Don't exercise my Second Amendment right. Is what you're telling me.
You have the right to carry it.
No, you just said don't do it.
You don't have the right to alarm the citizens of the city.
Okay.
Two separate things.
Well,
you walk down the street,
they're not,
because with your rifle.
They're turning into the same thing.
Do you like to feel safe in your own home?
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't you think everybody else should deserve the same right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And
that's why I've got guns, I've got cameras, I've got everything that I need.
You'll be infringing upon that.
No, I won't.
By doing this?
No, I won't.
Okay,
no, I will be helping them when they see me.
Mr. Horton, we're obviously going around here.
Well, when they see me every day.
I've already spoken to you on what would happen if you violate the law. Okay.
Okay.
It's up to you now.
Okay, so it's your opinion.
Personally, I don't think it's worth it.
It's your opinion that I'm going to be disorderly conduct if I walk out here with my rifle.
If you cause an alarm.
Somebody and they call in and say they're worried about, Mr. Horton, you have a good day, sir.
You too.
All right, guys, check the description for a link to Do Comply. He explains in the video link that the following days he walked around with a gun. Went and got ice cream. Nobody said anything because everybody knows in Texas that you're allowed to open carry. And nobody bothered him. So this whole encounter was for nothing. It was a waste of taxpayer time, what these officers did right here. The fact that they said that they're going to have a less safe community by somebody open carrying. I personally live in Texas, and let me tell you, people are much more reserved in what they attempt to pull in Texas, knowing that every single person here, or a lot of people, are either concealed carrying, open carrying. So this whole charade that these cops saying you're making this town less safe by open carrying is a complete farce. And what they were trying to explain to him here is basically saying, if you hurt somebody else's feelings, we're going to arrest you for disorderly, which I would have, not because I want to see Don't Comply get arrested, but I wish I would have seen what would have played out if that happened and follow the trial, because that would have been a clear violation of Don't Comply's Second Amendment rights and Texas Code, I believe it's 42 or 4301. So I'm real glad this individual followed up on what he said he was going to do and walked around the neighborhood and showed everybody that you're allowed to do this in the state of Texas. It's perfectly legal. And now many other states as well, right? So these cops walk away, try to copsplain and walk away failing. As well-mannered as they were basically telling this individual, you're not allowed to exercise your Second Amendment rights. So I'm really glad he recorded. Check out a link to his channel description, and we'll catch you on the next video. Later.